Today is day 36 of the 90-day breakthrough challenge. We start off with running the week's tapes. Running the tapes. Look at the events that have happened between Monday and today and utilize these two questions on the screen as your guide to help you run the tapes and increase your awareness. How well are you directing, mastering, and commanding your life? During those 3 days, during the significant events, you have about another minute to go. And in the last 3 days, how well have you wielded your self-control, particularly when you're frustrated, discouraged, tired, fearful, hungry, angry? When you are the hungry that combines angry and hungry. Let's do it. Remember, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. It's a process that you should endeavor to complete even after we are done with this short meeting today. Run the tapes. How well are you directing, mastering, and commanding your life? How well are you wielding your self-control, particularly when you are a little destabilized? That is the beginning. You keep the energy you've already activated so that after this meeting, you can revisit and make sure you wrap it up properly. This is our central precept. And by now, you should know this really, really well. Intentionality gives me, intentionality gives, it gives me the power. Intentionality gives me the power. It gives me the power to embody. It gives me the power to embody the identity. The power to embody the identity. What do I need today? The power to embody the identity. Oh, which identity are you talking about? Oh, it's the identity that was designed by who? By God. For who? For me. Identity God designed for me. Intentionality gives me the power to embody the identity God designed for me. If I feel that I'm beginning to run out of power, where do I run? I run to intentionality. To enable me do what? Reproduce a design. I am not running randomly. I am utilizing intentionality to reproduce the highest quality of design. If this design was designed somewhere in River Road or wherever else, it might have a different kind of standard. But this was designed by a certain type of designer. When you hear people talk about wearing designer shoes, designer cologne, designer perfume, designer suit or jacket or dress, it means something. I am trying to wear or to reproduce, to manifest, to concretize, to externalize an identity that is designer made, and it's only one designer. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about Gucci, whatever standard you compare it to, all those standards fall far short because we are talking about the highest designer. Intentionality gives me the power to embody the identity that was designed by the singular designer. This design does not get sold in shops. It does not get stocked anywhere in any supermarket. I can't order it on Amazon. I can't find it on jumia.com.co.ke. I can't request a copy of it, just one design. And it's my life's purpose. It is your life's purpose to pursue the power to embody this design, to manifest this design. You will never deal with a more exacting blueprint. If in physical blueprint reproduction, when people are building a skyscraper, if they deviate by 2 centimeters, it's going to cost them millions and millions and millions. Even if they deviate by a few millimeters in the foundation, it's going to cost them a lot of money to correct it. Can you imagine how much it would cost me and how much it would cost you to deviate from the most exact designer? I am a heart doctor. I can tell you the miracles of just the heart by itself. It's one organ, but it's the only organ in the body that produces its own electricity. It produces its electricity. The day it stops producing electricity, it causes people's eyes to water and cry, because that is the end. That's the kind of designer we are talking about. Designed the most intricate details that operate in your life. Intentionality gives me the power to embody a special kind of identity designed by God, not randomly, designed by God for you, designed by God for me. And as I start this day, that is the goal. I want to go out today and leverage as much of the power from intentionality that I get to reproduce, to exemplify the design, the identity God designed for me. I'm not wearing the identity my employer gives me, the identity my teachers in high school gave me, the identity my patients give me, the identity my clients who my coach give me. My goal, my role, my responsibility is to embody the identity that God designed for me. You see, when you see a little seedling growing by the roadside against concrete, a tiny little seedling, the seed germinates and starts growing against concrete. What helps that seedling go through the concrete until it comes through the surface? It's because it contains within itself an identity that means it's going to go from seed to seedling to plant. So it doesn't matter whether there's concrete or not. That seedling is going to go around the rock and break through all those pebbles until it comes through the surface. If I embody the identity God designed for me, it doesn't matter what obstacles I face. Intentionality is going to give me the power to embody the identity that God designed for me. I did not create slides today that focus on the word designed. I hope that by this is the one ingredient, apart from gives, the one ingredient of this precept that gets to my heart so deeply. And I hope you pick it. I hope you, as you go through your day, you realize that you are an architect trying to build an edifice from the most intricate, the highest quality design that you will find anywhere in the world. A design that was created by the highest quality designer anywhere. You can't hire this designer, you can't pay this designer, you can't contract them, you can't compensate them. All you can do is thank them and honor them. It's a designer that you can't. Somebody needs to mute their microphone. This is the highest quality designer ever anywhere in the world. So today, as you go out, the rest of this week, the rest of this month, your marching orders are very clear. You are marching out to reproduce, to concretize, to exemplify, to show forth the identity designed for you individually by God. Where do you find the power to do it? Intentionality. What can stop you? Nothing. Why? The design was made specifically for you by a designer who already could see your entire journey. This designer could see all your obstacles. This designer could see where you would grow up. This designer knows what kind of business you are going to get into. When you get frustrated in the business, it means you are being tested to grow. What do you need to do? Go back to intentionality and tap more power. In storytelling, we talk about what we call a worthy opponent. In other words, when you look at a movie and at the end of the movie, you feel very inspired, it means the character, the hero of the story has faced a worthy opponent and overcome them. If there is no worthy opponent, there is no transformation in the hero in any movie. In your life, today, going forward, every obstacle you meet, the bigger the obstacle, the worthier the opponent, the greater the transformation for you. And you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't need KPLC to give you power, because some days it will not give you the power. You go back to intentionality. Remove your plug from KPLC, put your plug into intentionality power and lighting company. This is one source of power that never goes out. You don't need a tokens meter to get to intentionality. You just have to open your heart and show up ready to receive from it. Intentionality, it gives me the power. I do not have to run dry. I do not have to run empty to embody the identity God designed for me. So from that vantage point, it is time for you to pick your sentence, you pick your statement from one of the last three. You might pick the same one you picked last time or pick a different one. What are you going to do today? Are you determined to shape your reality with purpose? Are you eager to unlock your true potential? Or are you willing to move to the next level? So pick your statement, write it down with your own hand, and as you write it, say those words. As soon as you are done, I'm going to ask you again today to do your own declaration of intentionality. So you read out the first part. Remember, the first part is you don't put any energy there. You are just acknowledging in the past you felt powerless and you allowed external forces and limiting beliefs to hold you back. But from today, seize back your power. And if you feel that you are not in a position where you can say, I am seizing back my power, please remember to say, I am willing to seize back my power. If things are not okay, you just express the willingness. I am willing to direct my intentions, master my focus. Express willingness if you do not feel that you are ready to seize back your power. If you are, oh, go ahead and seize back your power. And so you will have a couple of minutes, maybe a minute. I'll give you a minute to do this. Take a minute to pick your sentence, your statement, and do your intentionality declaration. Okay. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. God made the universe. Knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Maybe I'm home, walking through the neighborhood. Living in the present, I woulda, shoulda, or coulda. I remember back when I was low as a rug. Now I'm standing up, look at what my father does. Turning all things new, gray sky blue. Hear the church say, you won't be do it. I won't be drop my bed. That's why I'm singing that I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way.
God made the universe. Don't live out my name, so it's a good day. It's a good day. No, it's great. Everything I prayed for didn't come in late. I got all I need and I didn't have to wait. Ask me if you love me, you didn't hesitate. Turning all things blue, gray skies blue. In the church.
We will move on to the next segment. It's your time to do daily reset. Remember, the more specific, better. Anytime you find that one of your statements has the word and, you have an opportunity to be more specific. Anytime, if, for example, you permit yourself to, and you read that statement and it has the word and somewhere, or it has a comma somewhere, you have an opportunity to be more specific. The more specific, the better it will be for you. Remember to align it with whatever statement you picked. Whichever of the three statements. If you are moving, then your intention, your focus, your claim, your release, your permission needs to kind of express that concept of move. Find a way to align it. And that's why you write down the statement that you pick from here, and then whatever you focus on. For some of you already, for example, Sylvia, Gladys, I know that you have a consistent focus working on something continually and building upon it. If that is the case, then right now, this morning is just your opportunity for you to pick fresh energy and go back in and show up and show that whatever project you're working on, that it saw you yesterday, but it has no idea who is coming back today. So go ahead and do your daily reset.
Gray skies blue. The church say you won't be doing. I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. God made the universe. Don't live by my name, so it's a good day. It's a good day. No, it's great. Everything I prayed for didn't come in late. I got all I need and I didn't have to wait. I mean, if you love me, you didn't hesitate. Turning all things blue, gray skies blue. Church saying, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. Why I'm singing that I'm glad that you did. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm glad that you did. In every single way. God made the universe. Knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
If you haven't finished, please finish after this. And now, based on everything you've done today, based on what the awareness you built from running the tapes of the week so far, in addition to your focus of understanding from this precept today that you're trying to manifest an identity designed by the most intricate designer, and the power that you have activated by your declaration of intentionality and your daily reset. This is at the beginning of the day when you are starting. Now let's go to the end of the day and confirm whether it's what you have done has been done. So it's time for you to see the day, receive it, and then from here you'll go out and live it. It's time for you to do your creation of the day, create the day at the end. If I meet you, I'm meeting you at 10 p.m. I'm meeting you at 10 p.m. Tell me how the day went. Today, what happened? How did you show up? How did you feel? How did you interact with your clients or colleagues or customers or patients or your children? How did you show up? How did you think of yourself? How did you think of your opportunities? Remember, the most important component of this creation is the emotion. If the emotion is clear in terms of what you felt, then when you go out of here and start living the day, you will remember. You can tap into that emotion. The emotion, you have to receive it. You have to see it mentally, receive it, which means you have to feel it. In other words, it has to come into your body. You have to be able to experience it. And then, of course, you go out and leave it. When you're interacting with customers, they begin frustrating you. You remember, oh, today, the day has already been lived, and this is how it's been lived. If the house has been colored red, you don't have an opportunity to start painting it blue again. Okay.
That's why I'm singing like, oh, I don't know what they say. It's shining down on me, but if the sea is brave, I'm not gonna be dead in every single way. God made the universe, knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
You will continue and complete this process after the meeting. Today, as you go out and intend to manifest this identity designed by the most magnificent designer, the role I would encourage you to utilize is director. As the director of your intentions, it is your job to guide your life with a clear purpose. What is the purpose? To manifest the identity God designed for you. That is your purpose today. That is your role today. That's your all overarching goal. As the director of your intentions, it is your job to guide your life with a clear purpose. Maybe for you today, it will be the willingness. As the director of your intentions, you are willing to guide your life. But if you feel that you are able to, then do it. If you feel emotionally that you are not in a place where you can say that I am guiding, remember, it is okay for you to express willingness so that your subconscious mind doesn't think you are lying to it. If you feel aligned and you are able to say, I am guiding, then go ahead and do it. But if you don't feel like that, it's okay for you to say you are willing to guide your life with a clear purpose. So that is your role today. The agreement of the week is be impeccable with your word. And remember, your word here is not just what you say verbally. It is what you think. It is the images you see. It's the emotions associated with the thoughts you have. Your word, the word goes everywhere. The word creates everything. Right now, if I say Omogondo, for example, if I say Omogondo, some of you who are Bantu speakers might infer that that might have to relate with Shamba. But the rest of you who, especially if you are a Kushite or Nilotic speaker, you'd be like, so Omogondo, what is that? Because that's a word, but that word is not an agreement between me and you because you don't know what it means. Omogondo in my language is Shamba, farm, Now, if I say farm, everybody has some picture of farm in their mind. The power of the word creates. The beginning was the word. The word creates everything. So be impeccable with your word, particularly the actual words that come out of your mouth. No gossiping, no talking about yourself in tentative terms. I want you to watch today when you are texting. I want you to watch today, any place where you put an LOL or you put a laughing emoji, what comes before that laughing emoji or before that laughing emoji? Is it something that is actually advancing you or, preserving your deepest identity? Or are you saying something that is actually hurtful, that is not impeccable, but you're kind of sanitizing it by putting an emoji or an LOL to it? A lot of the times we type things that paint our identity negatively, but we think that we are doing it jokingly or it's just in a light-hearted note. Then you put an LOL there to make it. It's like putting a bit of icing on a poor quality cake to kind of give the cake some taste. Every place where you put that LOL, just make sure you're not trying to sanitize something that is actually painting you. We are doing serious work. Impeccable with your word, because the word creates everything. I had intended for us to be done by 6. I'm happy that we are done. And I'm going to close off the recording component and see whether we have 1 or 2 quick reflections. Thank you for joining the Daily Reset. Your role today is to go out and manifest an identity that was designed by the only designer that we can't hire. The rest we can. The only designer that we cannot hire. My name is Dr. C.K. Mogire from the House of Mastery.